Namaste, my dear friends. In the last class, we referred by discussing elaborately the concept of e-invoice, electronic invoice, which is made mandatory from 1st August 2023, where the turnover is exceeds 5 crores. Aggregate turnover. We understood elaboratively the e-invoice concept, required category, not required category. Now I am referring to you e-Waybill, electronic Waybill. Why it is required? Now, as you are aware of that, after the introduction of the GST, the government of India says one nation, one tax. Resultantly, we have uniform tax structure all over India. All other indirect taxes like entry tax, octroi, or any other taxes all merged with the new GST concept of taxation. New GST concept of taxation. And why we should have to have hurdles when one particular truck is carrying the goods from one state to another state by crossing the respective state borders. Why should be there is again entry tax? Why should be there is unnecessary delay while carrying out the goods from one state to other state, or one UT to other UT, or other state, vice versa? As a result, you now free to move your goods from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, Kashmir to Kanyakumari without any hurdles, provided you should have to have the personal aspects and the GST law to have your movement of the goods to track by department. They brought into force the e-Waybill concept. E-Waybill, you are carrying along with your truck valid e-Waybill along with the invoice and delivery challans, then there won't be any hurdles for your transportation of goods. If you are not having the e-Waybill, where the e-Waybill is required to be possessed while carrying the goods, in that case, my dear friends, if you are not having the e-Waybill, the department flying squad is empowered to detain your vehicle, which is during transit, and also in a position to levy penalty after seizing that goods. To release the seized goods, there might be a penalty under section 129 of the CGST. If you not paid, then section 129 itself says that sale of that goods and the truck, realize the payment and set off the revenue losses, and surplus, if any, will be handed over to the owner of the goods. So is the way in which the non-compliances punishment is also be available. Therefore, taking the importance of the e-Waybill, I am bringing to a notice e-Waybill is required to be possessed if there is transportation of goods, especially by road. Of course, e-Waybill required if the goods transport by rail, by vessel, by air. But by rail, by vessel, by air, in that cases, e-Waybill not required to accompany along with the conveyance. It can be after movement of the goods, comments can prepare a e-Waybill, but at the end of the destination, when clearing the goods, the e-Waybill should be submitted. Railway authority is not going to provide to you the goods unless you submit the e-Waybill at the time of taking the possession of the goods. Whereas, if the goods are transporting by road, goods transport agency, especially to speak, the transporter should first ensure that e-way bill should generate, taking that e-way bill into his hands and start the movement of the goods. Transporter responsible to carry the e-way bill along with him. That too, the e-way bill should be a valid e-way bill. When the e-way bill required, when the value of the goods per consignment or per invoice. Per consignment we can also call per invoice. The value of the goods exceeds 50,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, the value of this particular goods by road transport, where the invoice value of the goods per consignment exceeds 50,000, namely 50,000 rupees. Exceeds 50,000. That too, it is at interstate movement of the goods. Intrastate movement of the goods, this limit of 50,000 may be revised to 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, depends upon the state matter, which is not our subject matter of the examination. Therefore, the local intrastate movement of the goods, I am not much worrying about. I am talking about CGST or IGST, where interstate movement of the goods comes into picture. Section 68 of the CGST says that there must be value of the goods exceeds 50,000, mandatorily possess e-way bill. Transporter should carry out. In the given case, if you refer, my dear, X Limited, here M Limited, sorry to say, M Limited, Mumbai, consignor, supplier of the goods, want to supply the goods by road in a vehicle to C Limited, Chennai, consignee, recipient of the goods. It is from Maharashtra to Tamil Nadu, interstate movement of the goods. Value exceeds 50,000? Is exceeds 50,000, sir. E-way bill mandatory. Or otherwise, if that particular transportation of goods, M Limited being a principal, sending the goods to job worker C Limited, interstate movement of the goods, where the goods sent by the principal to job worker on job work basis, here value of goods immaterial. As long as the principal sending the goods to the job worker by following the procedure under section 143 of the CGST, at interstate level, the value of the goods immaterial, irrespective of the value of the goods. Hey, Mr. Principal, you must bound to issue or generate e-way bill. The transporter should carry the e-way bill, irrespective of the value of the goods. What is this particular job work concept? Section 143 specifically says that principal is sending the goods to job worker, where the job worker, after completion of the job work, will be sent back that goods to the principal, where it is not a supply at all in the hands of the principal when the goods sent to job worker. However, at interstate level, again I am repeating to say that at interstate level, movement of the goods for job work basis, irrespective of the value of the goods, there must be e-way bill mandatory. Whereas intrastate movement of the goods, where the goods sent for job work basis, e-way bill is required if the value of the goods exceeds 50,000 rupees. Now the point here arises how we should identify, how we should compute the value of the goods more than 50,000, how we should determine the value of the goods, what it includes, what it excludes. The value of the rupees 50,000 should exclude exempted supplies. Should exclude exempt supply, but it includes GST taxes, unique concept. In all cases, whenever you talk about aggregate turnover for registration, whenever you talk about aggregate turnover for composition scheme, generally you have considered the GST taxes by keeping outside from the computation. If the GST taxes are there, you eliminate the GST taxes and arrive the value. Like that we have been understood. But in the given case, my dear friends, 50,000 rupees value of the goods is a criteria. If the value of the goods exceeds 50,000, that goods has been transported from one state to other state or UT or vice versa. Requirement of e-Waybill mandatory. In that case, that 50,000, which includes what? When you say which includes what, I have given here by stating that it includes the GST taxes, CGST, SGST, IGST. These are all the are including cess, if any, should include and compute. What is excluded here means the value of exempted supply of goods where the invoice is issued in respect of both exempted and taxable supply of goods. That means to say that a particular invoice containing taxable goods, which is rupees 40,000, then exempted goods 20,000, then in that case here 60,000 plus GST. GST on what? GST on taxable goods. For example, 40,000. GST, for example, 28%. How much comes here? 5,600 amma? 28%. Yes. Check and tell me. Total value 65,600. 48%, how much will come on rupees 40,000? 11,000 amma? 11,000. 11,200. Good. Now the value comes here almost all 71,200. Now the law says exempted value of goods should not be computed in 50 lakhs of in 50,000 rupees of value of aggregate turnover. Repeating again, while computing rupees 50,000, which is criteria to issue the e-Waybill or not e-Waybill, more than 50,000 e-Waybill required. Now here, the value of exempted supply should exclude. What is the value of exempted supply here? Rupees 20,000, which should exclude. If you exclude from the 71,200 20,000, the value comes here how much? If you eliminate 20,000, the balance here comes 51,200. This 51,200 is inclusive of GST? Yes, sir. So the computation of the 50,000 exceeded or not, when you computing 50,000, it includes GST. Then you see, by including GST, it is 51,200, sir. More than rupees 50,000 rupees, sir. You will be required, not required. Quickly, fast, tell me, my dear friends. Required. Excellent. You will be required. What is should not include? Exempted supply of goods should not include. Of course, the service does not come into picture. One cannot carry the service of a person from one state to other state in a truck. That is ruled out. Needless to say. Now please come back. Now in the given case, my dear friends, e-Waybill required in the given case. Yes, required. Mr. P, registered person Punjab, transferring the goods by truck, by road to Mr. G of Gujarat, where rupees 45,000 value of the goods. GST is excluded here 18%. So when you compute the value of these goods should include the GST. So 45,000 plus GST 18%. The total value will come 53,100, which is more than 50,000. If so, if more than 50,000, e-Waybill required. Exactly 50,000, e-Waybill not required. And come to the other point, example 2 here. e-Waybill required in the given case where S Limited, registered person, Punjab, sending the goods to J and Company, job worker, Punjab only. Intrastate supply. What for? The value of the goods as per the delivery challan is rupees 48,000. Reasons for other than supply. Reasons for other than supply. Reasons for other than supply is also be supply. Reasons other than the supply means even if the goods sent on sale or approval basis. Say goods sent on sale or approval basis, which is not a supply, but is a reason other than supply. Reasons other than supply for which you will be required? Yes, required. Even the goods sent on sale or approval basis where it is not a supply, for reasons other than the supply, where the value of the goods exceeds rupees 50,000, there must be e-waybill. In the given case, job work only, goods sending for job work, intrastate supply, Punjab to Punjab only, from principal to job worker. In that case, value of the goods rupees 48,000. E-waybill required? Not required, because it is intrastate supply. Same case, if I mold into example 3, where the example 3 says that consider the example 2 as such. If it is interstate supply, irrespective of the value of the goods, in the case of a job work, in the case of handicraft goods, in the case of job work, in the case of handicraft goods, if the goods are sent for job work or handicraft goods has been supplied to other person, irrespective of the value of the goods, e-waybill is mandatory because that supply is at interstate level. Then the e-waybill is mandatory. Now, once you understand the e-waybill importance, sir, e-waybill required, sir, but we have not obtained the e-waybill, sir. Our e-waybill is not proper, sir, not a valid e-waybill, sir. The goods transporting by truck, voila, the goods of the owner. Let us say one example. Let us say X and company transporter transporting the goods of the X private limited goods. X private limited goods transporting by X and company transporter. E-waybill not there. That can be liable for detention and seizure. Section 129 will be imposed. Penalty is how much? You know, if the owner of the goods come forward, 200% of the tax. 200% of the tax is a very hardship. Double the time of the tax amount. Penalty. Apart from that, you have to pay again the interest, the liability of tax, and liable to pay penalty and what we can call interest and tax you have to pay apart from the penalty. But penalty, section 129 is independent provision to release the seized goods. You have to pay 200% of the tax penalty. Thereafter, department will take you to levy any taxes dues with the interest and penalties for that. That is a different issue again. Better to have e-waybill, valid e-waybill. Then in that case, valid e-waybill, how should we generate? Here we have EWB 01, form GST EWB 01. From where you can get this? We have a separate e-waybill portal, not the GST network portal. Separate e-waybill portal we have. There we have to generate EWB 01, which containing two parts, part A and part B. Part A of EWB 01 is the information should be furnished by the consignor or the consignee. Consignee means what? Supplier or the recipient. If the supplier generate the part A, EWB 01, consignee to confirm. Consignee generate the part A of EWB 01, consignor should confirm within the 72 hours from the date of generation of e-waybill EWB 01 part A, or the date of delivery takes place. Among the 2 days before that, whichever is earlier, confirmation should be given. If the confirmation not given, deemed to be confirmed. We have confirmation concept. That may going to come in the examination. E-waybill generated by supplier Seller of the goods, you will generate it. Buyer of the goods, who receives the goods, should confirm, yes, yes, it is mine, I am accepting this. Within 72 hours of uploading in common portal the EWB01 part A or date of delivery, at the time of delivery. Among these two dates, among these two time, whichever is earlier, within which should be confirmed by buyer of that goods. Confirmation not given. In that case, it is deemed to be accepted. If objected, no, I am not going to get the goods from you, a rejection taken place, confirmation not given, a negative manner confirmation is given, that further EWB01 not permitting you to prepare the part B information. Meaning thereby EWB01 part A is prepared, uploaded, even confirmed by the other party within the 72 hours of uploading into the Waybill portal or before receipt of that goods, whichever is earlier, confirmation is given. Does not mean that Waybill generated. Part B also is there. That also we fill up and submit. Who required to submit part B? The transporter required to submit the part B information. In that case, after submission of the part B, then the Waybill validity commences. Now, what information in part A of EWB01 supposed to be enclosed by the supplier? If the supplier, what we can call, generate the Waybill, information is available here. If you refer here, the information of EWB01 part A are as follows. Part A information containing the particular consignor details, invoice date, invoice number, the quantity, nature of the goods, value of the goods, recipient, his name, his GST number, supplier name, supplier GST number, these details. Once is uploaded by the consignor or consignee, whoever prepared the part A of EWB01, within 15 days from the date of uploading part A, part B should be filled up by the transporter, part B. Transporter details, the lorry number, the date of commencement, the destination, or the what we can call the weight of the goods, that details supposed to be mentioned, the distance is going to be travel, that particular, what type of vehicle, heavy duty vehicle or normal vehicle, what type of lorry receipt is issued by the consignment note, that details should be mentioned in the part B of EWB01. Once EWB01 part B uploaded in the Waybill portal, from that time onwards, the commencement of Waybill commences. Validity of the Waybill commences. How long this Waybill is valid? Validity depends upon the distance which travel. Validity depends upon the distance which travel. Here we have validity period of Waybill, which is as follows, my dear friends. Up to 200 kilometers or part thereof is count as 1 day. 1 day. 1 day ends when For example, the distance travel is 425 kilometers. In that case, each 200 kilometers 1 day. There are 2.5 days. Should be read as 3 days. Now it is 3 days we came to know. Within 3 days, the truck wala should reach the destination. Very good. That 3 days, when going to ends? That depends upon when you commence the e-Waybill. When you commence the e-Waybill. Sir, I commence the e-Waybill 10 a.m. I upload EWB01 part B uploaded, then commencement of the e-Waybill commences. If so, 10 a.m. it is uploaded. On which date? On 5th March 2024. Very good. So during the day, at any time you can upload it. In morning 6 a.m. or evening 6 p.m. as the case may be. If did so, one day ends, the next day midnight. Here one day ends 6th midnight. 6 to 7, 12 at 0 o'clock. That time one day ends. 6th midnight one day, 7th midnight one day, 8th midnight one day. So this validity ends 8th midnight. 8th midnight means 8th ends, 9th commences. Is the meaning of it. Now, sir, if within 3 days, by 8th of midnight, the truck wala unable to reach the destination, can we extend the e-Waybill? Yes, you can extend the e-Waybill. After the expiry of validity of e-Waybill, within 8 years from the date of expiry of the e-Waybill validity period, you further can extend. Yes. Can I cancel the e-Waybill? Yes, you can cancel the e-Waybill within 24 hours from the time of uploading part B of EWB01, because after commencement of the validity period, within 24 hours, you can able to cancel the e-Waybill. After that, no. Even within 24 hours from the time of commences the e-Waybill, within 24 hours, you cannot cancel the e-Waybill. If the department notified some discrepancies, some contraventions, and by noticing that you want to withdraw your e-Waybill, that is not allowed. In a genuine case, e-Waybill can be cancelled within 24 hours from the time of generation. E-Waybill can be extended after the expiry of e-Waybill period within 8 hours. Within 8 hours from the date of expiry, you can extend the validity of e-Waybill. These are the points which will have the merit to ask in examination, especially multiple choice questions, 30 marks, 30, which is compulsory question at final level. And this 30 marks as a CMA final students, 20 marks, comprising of a multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, true or false, like that. But for the CA, all MCQs. Now please come back. In the case of over-dimensional cargo, what do you mean by over-dimensional cargo? A very big vehicle, almost all 16 wheels, not 4 wheels, 16 wheels vehicle carrying the huge quantum of weightage of the goods. Such over-dimensional cargo comes into picture. This 1 day time period for 20 kilometers or part thereof. Is 20 kilometers 1 day, 21 kilometers 2 days is a validity period. Now please come back here. Now there is a concept of consolidated e-waybill. Concept of consolidated e-waybill when generates. It is generating by transporter EWB02, which containing individual EWB01, where each individual consignment value less than 50,000, invoice wise less than 50,000, all these consignments carrying one particular vehicle whose aggregate value exceeds 50,000, then it is up to the transporter to generate the EWB02, where he should prepare EWB01. How can he prepare EWB01? Part A information which belongs to the supplier of the goods. Don't worry, each consignment which will have invoice details. Invoice not required cases, challan details, delivery challan details. That information, from that you extract and fill part A and also fill part B, transporter their own information, and the transporter filling part A as well as part B of EWB01 and uploading in the e-waybill portal under this particular EWB02 carrying. That means EWB01 is a briefcase which is easily to carry to the EWB01. So consolidated e-waybill is nothing but consists of bunch of EWB01s which is prepared by the transporter, EWB01 as well as EWB02. During transit, if the flying squad of the department detain the vehicle, ask for e-waybill and you give the EWB02 concerned e-waybill, then the department, the moment it touch that particular not that particular EWB02 in the system, it pop up the detailed EWB01 with regard to consignment. Sir, what happened in a case where there are 50 consignments which are carrying in one truck in the name of consolidated e-waybill? Out of the 50 consignments, for example, which is carrying in that truck 50 consignments, out of the 50 consignments, 30 consignments e-waybill not there, 20 consignments e-waybill is there. Department is to be detained and seize entire 50 consignments or only for the 20 consignments for which e-waybill not there. The clarification given by CBSE, only for those consignments e-waybill not available, that only can be detained and seized. The balance 20 consignments, 30 consignments, good, where there is a consignment, the particular e-waybill is there. Only for 20 consignments e-waybill not there. For example, other way around, 20 consignments only can be detained. 30 consignment only is there. In that case, that can be released. But the vehicle which carrying that entire consignments will be detained, because that container only, the particular transport only carrying that goods for which e-waybill not there. In that case, the goods for which e-waybill not there, that goods as well as the vehicle will be detained and seized by the department. The balance consignments for which e-waybills are available can permit the owner of that goods can carry that goods. EWB01 is that much of important, my dear friends. EWB02 is nothing but a particular package carrying the EWB01. Further referring here, a case where Bill to ship to model. As you are aware of that, under the place of supply, we have understood this. Bill to ship to model. Here, Ram is seller of the goods to Robert. But Ram wants the goods to sell to Robert. Therefore, Ram approached, "Hey, Mr. Rahim, are you having these goods?" Rahim said, "Yes, sir, I have the goods with me to sell." Then Ram said, "You please sell to me." Rahim agreed to sell. Rahim seller, Ram is buyer. But Ram is buying to make these goods available to Robert. Therefore, Ram requested, "Hey, Rahim, you please send the goods to Robert and bill to me. Ship to Robert, bill to me. Bill to Ram, ship to Robert." In that case, Rahim said, "Definitely I will do for you, sir. I am the person selling the goods only. I want buyers. To whom you want to sell the goods, I will sell. I will send the goods. I will send the goods." So, Rahim preparing a invoice. Seller name, Rahim, seller details. Buyer, Ram details. Consignee, Robert, receiving the goods. In that case, who should generate the e-Waybill? There are two invoices are there. Ram to Robert, one invoice, after getting invoice from Rahim by Ram. So, Ram is one seller. Prior to that, Rahim is a seller to the Ram. Rahim selling to Ram, one sale. Second sale, Ram selling to Robert, second sale. There are two. In that case, two invoices are there. How many e-Waybills should be required to generate? One e-Waybill is sufficient. Who should generate? Either Ram can generate or Rahim can generate. No issue at all. One e-Waybill is sufficient. One e-Waybill is highly sufficient. Further, my dear friends, where I have my own conveyance. Conveyance means what? Truck. One vehicle is one of the conveyance. Conveyance is a broad terminology. Conveyance includes vessel, aircraft, vehicle, rail also. But here I have considered only vehicle, transporting the goods by road. The vehicle owned by me, I am sending on my own vehicle goods to my buyer to other state. Even my own vehicle, when I send the goods, e-Waybill required? Obviously required. E-Waybill is must, as long as the value exceeds ₹50,000. In case of job work or handicraft group goods, irrespective of the value of the goods, there must be e-Waybill required, irrespective of the value of the goods. Now coming here, sir, one particular example bring into notice. These are all examples. One can view comprehensive problems in our workbook. Workbook comprehensive problems, whose essence is this. Is a concept. Having the handbook, workbook, if you thoroughly able to understand, I am telling you, my class not required. If you are able to thoroughly understand. But take time. 6 months, 9 months time takes. That much of time for one subject is affordable or not is your decision. To just readily available juice to drink, rather than to pour the seed, let the tree grow, get the fruit, ripening that fruit to make tasty later on, and crush that fruit, make juice and drink. How much process? Long process. That and all, your faculty taken care. Just giving a cup of a juice to drink. Difficulty, sweet added. This and all way of presentations. Just simply drink and be healthy. Same manner, or otherwise, I am giving key of my what we can call it class. my handbook plus my workbook. It should be latest one, not the old one. Clubbed together is equal to 100 marks of question paper. Even single mark not comes from this particular material, I am responsible. 100% confident I can say. My book, handbook plus my workbook is equal to 100 marks of question paper of yours. Rafi sir guarantee for that. Now come back. Now here, Sundar Electronics from Gujarat, considered seller of the goods, supplier of the goods. In one truck, sending the goods to Gada Electronics Mumbai, consignee recipient. In one truck, there are 3 invoices, 3 consignments. Each consignment value exceeds rupees 50,000. If so, e-way bill required, 1 e-way bill or separate 3 e-way bills. Seller 1 person, recipient also 1 person, 1 truck only carrying all the 3 consignments. It has 3 invoices. 1 e-way bill required, separate e-way bill required. The law of the land here says e-way bill is separately required invoice wise. Invoice number 1 e-way bill separate. Invoice number 2 e-way bill EWB01 separate. EWB01 for invoice 3. Each invoice wise e-way bill separate required, even though all the goods are sending 1 truck to 1 consignee. In spite of that, separate e-way bills are required. Invoice wise e-way bill is required to track the details by department. When you are uploading e-way bills, my dear friends, be careful. The value of which should match with the value of invoices. If the value of invoice is more, e-way bill value is less, in that case, department will send the notice to pay the GST on such differential values. They are unnecessary to go and give the clarifications and convince the officer. Now please come back. All these issues we referred. E-way bill can be cancelled within 24 hours, I said to you, and that cannot be cancelled if there is an offence has been established within that period of time. All these points were referred. E-way bill. Any doubt if you have in the e-way bill, let me know, my dear friends. No doubt?
Should someone offend it? Should be accepted by the consignee?
That is not warranted. If I am sending the goods, you are receiving the goods, I generate the EWB01 part A. Within 72 hours of EWB01 part A uploaded in the portal or the time of receipt of the goods, among the two, whichever is earlier, you have to confirm, correct? Acceptance. You not given the acceptance. It amounts to? Amounts to deemed acceptance. If you not given any acceptance within the term period, deemed to be accepted. So, in the case of concerned e-way bill EWB02, where the EWB01 prepared by the transporter based on the tax invoice, in that case, the acceptance of the other party not warranted, deemed to be accepted, because that fellow not giving the, because they have not generated that into the particular name. If they gives, well and good. They will say, why should I give acceptance? Because my value of the goods less than rupees 50,000. In that case, don't give. Not giving an acceptance calmly, if you sit, it is deemed to be accepted. In your given case, deemed to be acceptance case. Yeah. Further. So, I have referred all the points, my dear friends, which is relevant from the exam point of view, from the desk of e-Waybill. With this, e-Waybill is concluded. Now we are moving on to the furthermore points in the case where e-Waybill not available cases, which is noticed by department, what is going to happen? That is what we can call here is further study. E-Waybill, I said, required, not required, and how to generate acceptance, all those points, validity, cancellation, and I'll discuss. Now, department officer, when the goods are in transit, department officer detain the vehicle. Hey, Mr. Transporter, wait, stop the vehicle. I want to verify. They can do so? Yes. During transit, they verify the goods. The commissioner and officer empowered by him in this behalf may authorize the proper officer to intercept any conveyance to verify the e-Waybill in physical or electronic format as the case may be, where the goods are moving interstate or intrastate as the case may be. From the time of inspection, interception taken place for inspection, a summary report of every inspection of goods in transit shall be recorded online by the proper officer in Part A of EWB 03 within 24 hours of inspection. Intercept means detain the vehicle, inspection taken place. Summary report soon after the completion of inspection, from the date of inspection, within 24 hours, you should have to, within 24 hours of inspection, you have to submit summary report, EWB 03 Part A. Thereafter, final report should be prepared in Part B of EWB 03 within 3 days of inspection. Further, the 3 days not sufficient, the commissioner and any officer authorized by the commissioner will permit you further extension to submit Part B of EWB 03 final order by taking 3 extra days for a maximum period of 6 days from the date of inspection. The period of 24 hours from the time of inspection, summary report to upload, or 3 days from the date of completion of the inspection, or from the time of what we call inspection taken place. Within 3 days, you have to submit the final order, if not further 3 days. This 24 hours time period, this 3 days time period, count reckoned from which date, which time onwards means today, 5th of March, inspection, detain the vehicle. Inspection started, detain the vehicle at morning, let us say 7 a.m. Inspection started at 2 p.m. same day. These 24 hours within which the officer should upload in the EWB 03 Part A summary report of this inspection, that 24 hours commences from which time period onwards means the day on which detained the goods, inspection taking place, that day midnight onwards, one day at the 24 hours commences. 24 hours commences the day on which interception taken place, that day midnight onwards. 3 days. Within 3 days, you have to upload final order. in the EW03 part A, the 3 days count reckoned from the date of intercepted the goods to verify that day midnight onwards the 3 days commences. Further, my dear friends, while there is unnecessary delay causing by the officer by detaining the vehicle where all documentary evidences are available, either hard copy or soft copy manner, all are in order. In spite of that, department officer detain the vehicle unnecessarily causing the delay. If that the case, the transporter also has the right to upload this type of cases. EWB 04, beyond 30 minutes unnecessarily detained, the officer name if knows, the time, the place of detention, and all can be uploaded into the EWB 04. Thereby, the higher authority of the officer will verify why this officer went there, what is he doing there, what for he is unnecessarily detaining the vehicles, and they come to know this officer who detained the vehicle for the want of something, unwanted things, that and this, then the department will take the action against that particular officer. So there is a point of a check. Hey officer, you cannot simply go and detain the vehicle unnecessarily for a period of time more than 30 minutes where all documents are available with the transporter. If the transporter notices that unnecessarily causing the delay beyond 30 minutes of inspection, then go for uploading EW04, nothing but an indirect complaint against the person to department. Further, my dear friends, I too referred within 8 hours from the date of expiry, you can further extend the validity of Waybill. Yes. I will bring this example. This example, which has importance in the exam point of view, one can expect in the examination. Assume a scenario, my dear friends. I am talking about this particular example 4 of your page number 292 in the given case. This example, which is there on the screen, which I would like to bring to notice. What is the content of this example 4 is, if there are two different transporters are involved, two different transporters are involved to carry off one consignment from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, transferred this goods in one consignment in a truck up to Mumbai. From Mumbai, for example, one more transporter taken over that goods and further transporting to destination, let us say Chennai. If the two transporters are involved for one particular supply, how many e-Waybills are required, which is clarified by CBSE in this example by stating that in a given example, just for visualization I am bringing to a notice. Actually, the goods are movement commencing from Mumbai to destination Kolkata. Here, transporter A is carrying the goods in his truck from Mumbai to Odisha. Goods are moving from Mumbai to Odisha, but ultimate destination is Kolkata. Transporter A at Odisha hand over the goods to the transporter B. Now the transporter B further carrying the goods in his own truck from Odisha to Kolkata is as follows. See, now the transporter B taken over the goods from transporter A, and transporter B further moving from Odisha to destination of the goods to Kolkata. Now the goods are moving to Kolkata. Like that, there are two transporters involved in that case. First transporter A, other one is B. There are two transporters involved in that case. How many e-waybill required? CBIC said one e-waybill only, where transporter A filling the part B of EWB01 reaching to destination of Odisha, reaches destination of Odisha. There, while handing over to B, Mr. A should endorse same EWB 01 to the particular transporter A. That e-way bill what he carried, Mr. A should hand over to transporter B. Now transporter B received the e-way bill. Transporter B is going to be fill up further his transport, that vehicle number, the consignment number, consignment note, that and this should be mentioned further in part B of EWB01, same one copy which is received from A by B, further append, further information add by giving the transporter B information part B of EWB01, same EWB01. With that, carry the goods to where? To the destination, namely Kolkata. The goods now moving to Kolkata. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Here, one e-way bill only sufficient. One can expect from this type of clarifications of the CBIC in the examination. With this, e-way bill chapter fully concluded for your batch.